This week we're going to look at a cool hammer-on technique used for strumming on the E minor 7th chord. It's going to sound something like this. Now that riff, as you might recognize or might not recognize, is taken from Long Train Running by Doogie brothers. And we're not going to study the song itself really, because they've got double strums with the go. And there's parts when they put pinky with like this. All that other different things, but we're going to first of all learn the E minor 7th chord, learn how to do the hammer on, learn some muted notes, learn what to do with the pinky, and see what happens. Okay, now first of all you'll notice I'm not using a pick, I'm going to be strumming with my fingers. If you want to strum with a pick, not an issue, that's your decision, but let's get going with the chord first. Finger 1 is at fret number 7. And your bass note or root note for E minor 7 is actually on your 5th string. So where I'm tapping now, that note is actually E. Okay, so finger 1, fret 7, across all 6 strings. Middle finger number 2 is on the 2nd string from the bottom, fret 8. And ring finger number 3 is on string 4, fret 9. Okay, now the trick with this over here is you actually start strumming without fingers 2 and 3. So you can see I'm lifting it up there. You can see the fingers are off, on, off. And we're strumming without fingers 2 and 3. And then hammering it on. So you effectively get actually sort of 2 beats, 2 rhythm placements if you want to call it that, from one strum. One more time. And super slow motion. And the trick over here is to hit hard. I've noticed that some guitar players battle a bit to get the hammer on working. They do this. They don't tend to hit on hard enough. So make sure that when you do the hammer on, that it's a very fast movement. You can see there, it's either on or it's off. That's the trick. Now, to get the rhythm working, we're going to break it into small sections and gradually build it into the complete rhythm pattern. So your end result is going to be this. And at speed. Okay, let's start step by step. You're starting with that hammer on. Now after you've done the hammer on, there's a tiny pause. There's the pause, and that's followed by a very quick double strum like this. So listen for the pause and listen for that double strum. And then after I've done that up down, I relax pressure. You can see my hand is now tensioned, relaxed. When it's tense, got pressure, the chord is clear, and as I relax, chord is dead. Now one more time to get that rhythm working. It starts with a down strum, hammer on, slight pause, very quick flick up and down, and relax the pressure of your fretting hand. Try that with me now on the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. We got that. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once you've got this, make sure it's nice and clean. Don't worry about the speed. So don't have to get it going. You can start it slow as well. Just make sure it's even. Once you've got that, you keep the pressure of your strumming, or your fretting hand rather, sorry, relaxed. So you're going to do. So it's, and that down, up, down motion gives almost a sort of percussive sound. So it's more rhythmic. You're not actually hearing note values. You're not actually hearing an E minor 7th chord. If I do it here, you can hear a slight change in pitch, but you can't really make out if it's what chord it is. Okay, and that's the result of the hand relaxed. So putting that with your strumming pattern, you're going to have this now. We got that? One more time. So try and get different angles over here so you can sort of see the movements, see how the fingers are working, you can see the hammer on. And I'm sitting a bit uncomfortable to get a good angle there. Your strumming hand as well could be, I like strumming over the neck for this. I like it, gives a nice funky sort of, nice and clean, but you can strum a bit further back if you want to as well. And like I said, if you want to use a pick, not an issue, I'm using fingers. Okay, let's get back to that and let's make sure we can get this working. 2, 3, 4. We got that. With me one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, ooh, almost forgot my muted. Let's do that again. 2, 3, 4, and okay, we got that. Once you've got that, you're going to add on a very quick, and you'll notice I'm relaxing the fingers again there. One more time. And you'll notice between the two dance drums, first dance drum, silence. And then the second dance drum kicks in after that. And on the up strum, the fingers have lifted. One more time from a different angle. Okay, we're going to add this on to the initial strumming pattern. So we're going to have an end result of this, super slow motion. We got that at speed, 2, 3, 4, and that's 4 times in a row. Now, what sounds quite cool, if you listen to the original, where we got the idea from, the original long train running, you'll hear that sometimes a higher pitched note kicks in. And all that I've done over here, I'm going to just change the angle a bit of the camera. Watch my pinky over here and see what it does. There's my E minor 7th, you're all familiar with that. Check the pinky coming into fret number 10 on the first string. And this note here is an octave of this note. And that's why it sounds cool. So I haven't actually altered the chord. I haven't changed my E minor 7 to an E minor 9 or anything weird like that. I've just done a different voicing of E minor 7 by adding the pinky, and it sounds cool. So check what is going to happen if you now, halfway through the rhythm pattern, you do this. Sounds quite cool, eh? But of course the secret there is to focus on your top strings while you're strumming. Because if I strum on these strings, you can't even hear the pinky. So for this whole sort of funky sort of 70s, 80s, almost sort of soul verging on disco type of strumming, if you want to call it that, just prefer funk, it sounds neater. You need to focus more than likely on your bottom 4 strings almost all the time. So yes, of course you can put the 5th string in, but I'm focusing more predominantly on my thinner, higher pitch strings to get that crispy, nice, clear, to get the clarity coming through. So what have we learned so far? We've learned to hammer on, gives us 2 beats with 1 strum. We've learned your relaxing your pressure. We've learned about strumming with fingers. We're going to show you the technique now that I'm using for that. We've learned a bit of relaxing and learned the predominant sort of techniques for a very cool song. Now, on the strumming hand, okay, like I said, I'm not going to use a pick for this. Go a bit closer. When I'm playing something fast, then this is personal, not a fact. I find if I strum with a pick, I can't get... I find my pick sort of slides a bit and does all crazy things. So I put the pick down and I say hi to my first finger. Now, check what's happening here. There is a little bit of wrist movement, but it isn't arm. So please, the movement that you see now, not a good movement. Movement you're seeing now, that's what you want to get. Because something that's small, being your finger, can move faster than something bigger when changing direction like your arm. Okay, basic physics in the middle of a guitar lesson. Okay, now what's the movement of my first finger that's moving now? You can see there again, I just want to get a little bit of the sound in as well so you can see the hammer on with the strumming pattern. You can see my strumming from the 5th string or 4th string. You can see my finger sort of grazing across the strings like it. And the thumb isn't being used, so it might look like it's making contact, but it's not. I'll get a bit more of an angle now, get the pinky out the way there, and check this out. And you can see that it's almost like my first finger is a little mini windscreen wiper. Okay, unusual combinations today, or sort of comparisons rather. But first finger's doing all the work. Now super slow motion, the whole pattern. I'm going to count to 4, and I'm going to play the rhythm through twice in a row if you want to join me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at speed, you'll notice you can almost hardly see the finger, and that's the nice thing about this. Is you can get a lot of speed from the finger like I did over there, and the whole trick lies in the finger movement. One more time, slow motion. Okay, now that's the basic techniques we're using for the song. For those that actually want to play long train running and you don't mind doing a slightly different variation on it, eventually it changes from here and that little part there, I like putting inside that. Don't actually do it on the original, they do something similar. This is my personal variation of it. And then they change to A minor 7, so the chords are legitimate. Fret number 5 with the first finger and the third finger on the top. And you don't need finger 2 or pinky, so and your percussiveness, that is very, very crucial for this style of playing. And if you want to get fancy, you can do a quick little slide. And what I'm doing there is a quick little slide from fret 4. They don't do it on the original, but if you want to include this technique for your own playing, please do. This whole video is about learning new techniques and the E minor 7 chord, A minor 7, getting the pinky. It's about that and strumming patterns. So little embellishments like this. If you like it, do it. It's just about tips. Okay. Then it goes back to, and then it goes to a C. Now C bar chord. Not going to spend too much time on that. Fret number 8, finger 2, 3, and 4. You can see where they're placed. And the next part over here is our favorite. I love this B7 sus4. Go to a B7. The B7 sus4 finds itself at fret number 7 again. Ring finger is on the 5th string, second from the top, but 5th from the bottom, and the pinky is on the 3rd string, both in fret 9. This is B7 sus4. And it's a nice dreamy chord, and then all that happens when we change to B7 is we lose the pinky, bring the middle finger down to fret number 8, and change across. So you're going to hear 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and back to this. Now to finish off, I'm just going to play the entire progression through once. And if you want to play through with, just a quick overview: 4 E minor 7s, 2 A minor 7s, E minor 7 again, C, B7 sus4, B7, and back to the beginning. Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... And like we said, this is not exactly how the song goes, but it's damn close, and I can guarantee you, if you play it like this, all your mates are going to say, hey, cool, that's long train running, isn't it? It does work, trust me. Otherwise, have an awesome week. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you got the techniques working well. If you're not sure of bar chords, you would like a bar chord study, you have my WhatsApp details. Please contact me. We can look at some nice major 7s to minor 7 combinations. And we can look at a whole lot of other pretty cool and funky chords as well. Maybe throw some 9s in later. But that's for another video. Have an awesome week. Take care. Chat soon.